G'day everybody and welcome to the House of Mario South Australia Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 Power Star rating. I'm your host Drew Agnew and the doors to episode 292 are open. Today on the show, Nintendo's financials came out. Somebody butchered that. So, a bit of an update as far as Switch sales and all of that go. And much more. We've been playing some stuff too. And I'm looking forward to catching up with my mate, Josh, or JT if you like. How you going, mate?
Doing very well, mate. Thank you, as always, for having me on and being a co-host of yours. Yeah, we've had a few funny things to talk about and to play this week. I'm pretty keen to talk about it all.
Yeah, it's going to be good fun.
Yeah.
We were joking just beforehand, and we've been joking throughout the week. But I just want to bring up for the audience in case they might
we need to come clean, everyone.
They need to come clean. So at the start of, a few weeks ago, we were at PAX. We recorded an episode of the show. You might have listened to it on the audio. And in the video, Josh had his socks off, exposing his feet to the world. And I joked about it at the very start, saying, look, you might end up on a foot website. And it seems like our friend Josh here has indeed ended up on the foot website. Because for some reason on the YouTube channel, that video's gone from however many views it had to like 3.1k. It's got 179 likes, and every comment's about Josh's feet. And so naturally, I've been doing this for years, and when you get a little bit of a break, you need to expose it. So I'm going to exploit Josh for everything he's worth. And at the moment, it seems to be his feet. So...
Get him out now? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, get him out now, Josh. Get him up.
All right, we're going to sell out. We know what's up. Just a little bit. And
just a little bit. No, not too much. Just a little bit of a tease.
There it is. There's the toe.
Oh, there's the toe.
There's
fantastic stuff. So yeah, just funny. But it is interesting as well because like I'm having people subscribe to the iDruby YouTube channel, and for the most part, I can't offer them Josh's feet. Do I get my own feet out? I don't know what type of audience I'm going to cultivate over on YouTube. I've got no idea. I never thought it would be a foot thing. I thought, if anything, for like an audience, I've got to be, mindful of when it comes to, focusing on Nintendo. It'd be like small kids. I'm like, all right, you got to be responsible when it's coming to making content for kids and. Let them know about games and things like that. So that was the only thing in the back of my head. It's not all 30-year-olds like myself and like you who are listening to the content, but maybe I've got the opposite problem. I just got people who are into a bit of a fetish and not video games at all. So that might be the next challenge to tackle.
We've been exposed to a whole different world that we did not really know a lot of. We joked about it, and it's come around. And slapped us in the face with how real it can be. And there were some very nice comments. I wouldn't say they're not bad comments, but they're very
very
welcoming
nice, yeah.
of my feet. And I suppose I'm there for 90 minutes on our PAX episode on a bed with my feet. I'm just laying there with my socks off.
Yeah,
moving them around. Apparently that goes down well.
It is funny because like I literally warned you, like you might end up on a foot website.
You did.
You're like, that's fine.
Rewatched it, and you did, and it's and here it is. The consequences of my own actions. How about that?
I do want to put just a question out to somebody who might have found that episode. I want to know how you come across that episode, and if you're still listening to it now, I really do appreciate that because you're only seeing the top half of our bodies. We're not exposing our feet at this point. But, how did you come across it? Was it on a website? Did you just see a thumbnail and oh my God, those boys are laying on a bed with one of them's got their feet out. Like, it is interesting how it all goes. But thank you very much to our foot-loving friends out there at the House of Mario. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, enough about your feet, Josh. As much as we've got to look after them here at the House of Mario these days. We've got to. That's right. Make sure after the show tonight,
exfoliate and dip them in that milk stuff, and
the only word I could think of for some reason was stuck in my head was just marinade. Just marinate them. I don't know. Oh. Not the word I was looking for.
That's a bit different.
moisturize.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've
I
had a
just
pedicure before. You've looked after your feet, haven't you?
yeah, I have. I actually might have been a couple of years ago now. Like, my feet were in a bad state after work on them all day. Heel was cracked and it really hurt to walk on. So I actually went and got a pedicure and it was really nice. I got the whole works. I got toenails done, heel done, all the skin off. I even got my nails painted because that was a part of the package. I'm like, why not? I'm not going to say no. Otherwise, I'm just flushing money down the drain. So I got my toenails painted blue. It was quite nice. Yeah. So
Pretty good.
should do it again and jump on the camera maybe next time we see each other, which should be good. But I guess that's a good opportunity to do some housekeeping. Josh, you do your own podcast, Nintenvania. Tell us all about it. And for our foot-loving friends, where they can go and find you.
Yes, so I also do my fortnightly Nintendo podcast called Nintenvania. Had an episode the other week. It was a really, really fun time. Please go and check it out. Talked about Super Mario Party Jamboree. Had Andrew, aka Swiftjar, on the show. He's a Adelaide content creator, pretty big in the Mario Kart, Mario Party, all sorts of Mario related content. He's really good at that, so it was a pleasure having him on. And then I'm going to have someone on this weekend. I haven't worked it out yet. I'll get someone on and we'll talk about Brothership and Pokemon trading card game.
Very nice. You'll get some sucker on, someone who's just like, some gullible person, who will come on the show.
No one's gullible on my show.
Yeah. I'm the only one with the gullible person on the show, you know what I mean?
Definitely not. No. It's always a good time. Always a good time.
Always a good time.
Yeah.
I don't really have any housekeeping. I've haven't been doing much. I might get an opportunity to record some stuff this week as far as the YouTube channel goes. No feet. We'll leave that to Josh. We know he's the fan favorite. So we'll leave it at that. But yeah, I would like to record some more stuff. It's just been so busy lately.
You've been busy, man.
It sounds like such an excuse, and I guess it is. Like it literally is what I'm putting forward. But yeah, it is what it is. Josh, we'll start with what we've been playing, what we've been doing the last week, and all that. Have you been playing much, or have you been focusing on your running and stuff?
I've played a lot.
Oh,
so I have.
I like it.
It's just in 2 games though. First one, to no surprise, Mario and Luigi Brothership. That came out on the Thursday. First Mario and Luigi game in 9 years. So really keen for that. Even though it's another Mario RPG that we've this is the 3rd one, 13 months of having them. But had a really fun time with Brothership so far, and it's really fun and easy to get through. Full of charm with the Mario and Luigi dynamic. I love the whole brother dynamic. Anytime they get those two together and just the yin and the yang of those two together, it's so cool, so fun, and just getting through that one and then having a really good time. So that's been very good. And then Drew, I have become addicted to Pokemon trading card game Pocket.
I did see. I was just in my friends list.
I'm on it all the time.
Yeah, and I saw you level 16. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I've jumped up. I've done as much as I can, trying to open packs straight away, working out ways to get those hourglass items in, do the wonder picks, taking part in the Lapras event at the moment. So this is someone who's never really played Pokemon trading card game before, never collected the cards. This is me getting into it and really enjoying it. So see how long that lasts. I've got that 2-week subscription of the premium pass. I'll cancel it after the 2 weeks, and I'll just ride the wave until I'm feeling like I'm not enjoying it anymore. But at the moment, it's a really fun time.
I found the last week I have been getting really, really unfortunate pulls. I haven't got anything that's excited me in a long time.
Okay.
And it's disappointed me a little bit. And
That's a shame.
if I did get a full art card or something, it was like a duplicate. I'm like, I've barely got any of these things, and I'm getting duplicates of the rare cards. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I've got a couple of Cubones, a couple of Squirtles, whatever else. But hasn't been giving me the dopamine that I've been looking for, which is it's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah.
With this thing, but it's just that I've been getting my 3 packs a day. And yeah, no hits. I just been just got
You're not
all
trying
these
to get
common cards.
more packs by doing other things to reduce the time. Haven't been doing
Yeah,
that.
I have. I've been just saving my hourglasses. I've got 72 hourglasses at the moment.
Yeah.
And I've just been leaving it purely because I'm like, well, I feel like I'm just going to waste them. You know, the luck isn't there. Don't know. How have your pulls been? You're obviously addicted to it. Are they giving you the goods?
I think I've been doing pretty well. Yeah, I've been pretty happy. I think I've gotten a few EXs, like not the gold ones, mind you, but some of the other more beautiful, like ones, like the Articunos and the Mole Tracers. I need a Zapdos one. But yeah, outside of that, I haven't got like the proper rare ones yet, but I'm getting some decent stuff. I'm like filling
Nice.
up that decks of the different cards. I've got like 160 out of 220 cards, something like that. So like, I'm racking them up.
Yeah. Last time I looked, I was halfway, but I'm a little bit nervous because the bottom half of that deck with all of those rare cards is just empty. I'm like, all right, well, it's gonna be tough. I don't know if I'll get it. I've actually got a pack to open now. Do you have any to open now? We can do a little opening together.
Yeah, I'll be able to. Yeah.
Yeah, nice, man. I kind of like jump between two. Like, do I open Charizard? Do I do Mewtwo or Pikachu? I'm like, no, I don't know. I'm gonna do.
I mix it up.
Yeah, try and mix it up too. Probably let's go Pikachu. Let's do Pikachu. I can open a booster pack. Fantastic. Do you have like Do you just like do a spin of that carousel of packs and like choose a random one, or do you have a bit of a look and a smell to see which one you will open? I sort of just do a spin at this point.
I used to do a spin, and then I saw some people talk about if there's a little like crinkle at the top right corner, that would indicate that it's got some rare stuff in it. And I think we found out that that's not the case, that it doesn't matter what you choose. They're all the same in that carousel. And you just got to complete the animation because the card's already in your deck or something. So it's,
Yeah, because I was looking at like, do they have crinkles? Do they have this? Do they have that? And I'm like, yeah, I didn't think it made a difference.
No.
All right, I got Nidoran Male, Seeking. Oh, third card was Full Art Squirtle. So that's like I said, if I ever get a good one, it's a duplicate. That's the third one I've got now. Pawniard.
Marowak. I've had so many Marowak and Cubone rare ones.
And Pinsir. So yes, I did get a rare one or like a Full Art one, but not the one.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks, man. It's no fun.
You can see that, can't you?
I can't because I've only got half the thing. Just put it in. Yeah. There. That'll do.
It's there. It's there. People can see it.
Yeah, people can see it.
It's so hard to talk backwards. No Eradicate. No good.
Ooh.
Gyarados. What's that?
Nice.
Just the one gold star. That's a very good one, though. I haven't got that.
That's
a
very, very pretty card. When I saw that in the Wonder pick, I wanted to get it, but I missed it.
Yep. I'm happy with that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
New card for you.
Keep going.
Eevee.
Eevee. Got so many Snoms. And then the Zebra Strike. And that's it.
That's it. Well, not a bad opening for you.
I'll take that.
You would take it, absolutely. Maybe I'll use some of my I might use some of my hourglasses at the end of the show, see if we can get something then. I've got plenty of them. Like when you first start the game, you've just got so much resources, especially if you sign up for that trial. You just got so much like packs you can open. It was a lot of fun. Take me back to those days. Take me back to the game trying to...
Have you done the battles against the CPU? The solo battles?
Not really. I've just done like a couple of the basic trainings.
Okay.
Because honestly, when
solo battles, you get a lot of those contain the Outlast ones, and so you'll be able to open more packs.
Yeah, I've got to go and do those. Honestly, whenever I play the game, it's just like pick it up, open a pack, or do like a thing, or accept my challenges, or or accept my missions and things like that. It's not. I've never actually sat there playing it. It's just like pick it up, cool, put it down type of thing. Like in between doing something at work or with the kids or something. I'm not like sat there like engaging in it and like learning how to play and all of that. But I'm looking forward to doing it. I've always wanted to like to learn the TCG. I know this is like a smaller version of it, but yeah, just a great place to do it where it's actually like, you know, got plenty of tutorials and online battles and single player and like the promo cards you can earn from it as well. That seems like a lot of fun. So
I'm really surprised how much like I've just become addicted to it. Michaela and I are just like playing it all the time, getting decks, trying to like open packs, learning the rules, battling. It's all been really fun. And yeah, you can get a lot out of it early on, and even still now without having to pay anything. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. Do you think you'll spend any money in it?
I don't think so. I don't plan to yet.
Yeah, I don't plan on spending any of like money to get the Poker Gold, but I can see myself maybe staying on for the subscription service, but we'll see. The only thing is like, if I pay for it now, like I've basically done all the challenges for the month. So if I just pay for it now, it feels like I won't be really getting anything more out of it. So it seems like a good time to sort of cut it off maybe for another 2 weeks. And if I want to subscribe again, it's probably a good idea to do it at the start of maybe December or something. Because, yeah, if it just takes my money now, I've got like nothing to do. Like I won't get anything for it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, glad to hear you're enjoying it and that you're becoming a Pokemon master.
Yes.
Cardboard form. Digital cardboard form.
Yeah. See if I can resist buying the real ones, the actual physical cards in real life.
Yeah, can you see yourself getting transitioned to buying some real stuff?
It's probably more likely now than ever, but I will still try and resist.
We'll be at a place like PAX or whatever, and there'll be like, you know, a booth set up. That's right. Buy the singles. It'll be
correct.
Get the binders. You can get a Elite Trainer box.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yep.
It's dangerous.
I'll have to show some resolve. Don't worry. Don't worry.
You're like one of the best people I know at that. So when it comes to some of this stuff, which I respect.
Try to be. I definitely try to be.
I'm just the complete opposite. When it comes to this.
I know. I've seen you. I've been to a comic and toy fair with you.
I'm like, well, I won't be here for another 5 years or whatever. Might as well do it all now.
Yeah, I'll buy every game.
Every game. I'm like, yeah, that's interesting. In the bag.
Yep, I'll take it.
In the bag, I'll take it. So I actually want to go back to Mario and Luigi for a minute. I haven't played it yet. Should just say, you received a code from Nintendo, yes?
Yes, I have.
Yes, you did. Yep. So
yeah, we both
we both received a code from Nintendo Australia, just to let the audience know. I haven't started playing it yet. Yeah, so I've got nothing to say on the game. I'm looking forward to getting into it. I love Mario and Luigi. I haven't been into it since Bowser's Inside Story on DS. So a very long time ago. The 3DS entries didn't really capture my attention too much. I must say though, IGN's review turned me off a little bit, and it's not because I got a 5. It must be bad. It's the reviewer was on the Kind of Funny Games cast, and he sort of explained his rationale behind his score and what he actually thought of the game. And the things he was saying was like, okay, but of course I want to try myself and see if that sort of translates to how I enjoy the game. But yeah, it just sounds a little bit tedious and way too long. Yeah, for the most part. There, the game seems. Yeah.
Logan, is it Logan Paul? He's very good.
Not Logan Paul. Paul didn't. It was Logan Plant.
Sorry, did I say? Yep. That's
you said Logan Paul. Logan Paul did not review Mario and Luigi Brothership.
So yes, he's very good, and I do listen to him on NBC, and very much I do agree with a lot of his views. I just find it very interesting. It's so so different to all the other reviewers' scores. And I know, just it makes me wonder, whether an institution like IGN, whether they'd have the resources obviously to get multiple people to review it. And I know it doesn't work that way, and and reviews work. It's the person reviewing it, it's their opinion. But does it come to a stage where do you get people within the organization, a whole bunch of people playing it. They aggregate their scores, and that's the institution's review score of it. I don't know. That's a more trickier way, more expensive way for a company to pay employees to do a review. But it's definitely created some discussion because it sticks out like a sore thumb, that 5 against everyone's probably mostly 7s and 8s and a couple of 9s for this game.
Yeah, it's like you're talking about the scores about like multiple reviewers putting it together. That's what Famitsu does in Japan.
Yeah, they get the 4 different scores, don't they?
Yeah, and it all gets added up together. That is an interesting way of doing it. But yeah,
because I feel like there'd be, there wouldn't be 3 of them or 4 of them giving it 5 out of 10. There definitely would have been 2 of them giving it a 7 and then maybe an 8, and then you average that out and that's, just under a 7 out of 10, and that's probably a bit more reflective of what the game's worth.
I think the reason why it sort of worried me a little bit and why I sort of believe, I guess his feelings would probably line up with mine is just purely because like those problems were problems with the previous entries in the series on 3DS where it was tedious, it did outstay its welcome, all of that thing. Even though we got different developers for this game, it's kind of like, well, it's kind of where the series has been going for a while, just sort of, just a mediocre sort of RPG in some ways, which, I don't know, like I said, have not even touched it. So yeah, I've got nothing to say on it. And when I play it, I might play it for a few hours, but no. But
yeah, I think first impressions for me, like I played Bowser's Inside Story as well, bit of Superstar Saga, and that's about it in Mario and Luigi. And the first thing that, really sticks out to me is, Paper Mario is funny. Like, it's got that witty writing. It's, I don't know, I'm kind of like really looking out to see what the other NPCs are saying, what's going on with the story, how it moves along, because it's quite funny and entertaining. Where this one isn't like that. It's, a bit cute and charming, and it's baby's first RPG in the series, entry. You do the Mario and Luigi game first, and you play that, and it's just working through the A and B buttons, and they've got the RPG mechanics. They seem to be a bit more watered down compared to even Paper Mario, which is pretty basic set. So, like, I'm still enjoying it, but yeah, it's very much slightly different to what that Paper Mario series does, and I think does better.
Yeah, I think a lot of it. I think a lot of like the story and all of that. I'm not really anticipating that to be all of that compelling for me, and like I've got so many RPGs I want to play at the moment that do have more engaging, whether it's mechanics or story or whatever. Like I've got like Metaphor, ReFantazio I want to get to. I picked up a copy of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I'm actually looking forward to playing whenever I can get around to it. I got it for pretty cheap, so that's why I picked that up. And I got like Romancing Saga 2 as well. I've got a copy of that. So I got like plenty of RPGs to play. I've got plenty of RPGs to play. And I've got to go back and play Atelier Ryza 3 before the next Atelier game comes out next March. So it's not like I've got like, oh, well, I've got no other RPGs. I'll just play this one.
Yeah, that's right.
So I got a lot of choice. And I think for me, just whether I enjoyed it or not is just like when it comes down to that battle system, because I loved the battle system in the previous games, and I feel like that was the battle system out of the Mario RPG games that gave you the most feedback as well, just with like the timing and everything that was going on in the games. And I didn't really get that from Paper Mario when I was playing like 64 and the little bit of the Thousand Year Door I played earlier this year. So, that's what I'm hoping to get from it. Just maybe fun exploration, good battle system, and nice colourful characters from the Mario universe. That's what I'm hoping for. It's kind of I'm kind of not expecting that much. I hope that's what I get from it though. But in the IGN review, they mentioned that it was like 35 hours. I'm like, oh, that's when I really went like, oh, like I don't think it will hold my attention for 35 hours. That's longer than my like first playthrough of Skyward Sword, for example.
That's my first time hearing that. That's long.
Like I was thinking 20 hours, but it's competing with like Thousand Year Door for runtime, which I think is pretty ridiculous, especially if this is like meant to be a game for kids. I think like between 15 and 20 hours would be fine. and make sure all of that gameplay situation is like refined and worth your time. Instead of I can just see this game being full of filler as well, which the previous games in the series have been responsible for as well. Sort of like, oh no, like you've done this, but then everything gets unwound, and it feels like you're not really doing that much in the game story. So yeah, a little bit standoffish, and I can see. I reckon if I didn't get a code, I probably wouldn't worry about playing it. It's been a little bit like that this year, I think, when it comes to Nintendo games. Just like I'm not all that captivated to go get into them.
Yeah, it's been a very like if you're not really into the stuff that's come. I think a lot of people have been like that. This year's been little off the mark in terms of those big heavy hitting games to get people into their Switches. But people are still playing at their Switches, obviously. Just I think for other games, not as much the Nintendo stuff coming out this year.
Yeah, like we were talking about it last week, but MEO would be like my favorite game, and
same
from
here.
Nintendo. And then like Endless Ocean, I don't know, it's up there. It's up there a bit for me, just purely because of like our experience with it together. And it was like it was fun. I played it for about 8 hours all up.
Yeah.
It didn't last more than a weekend, and if I bought it for full price, and like that was it. Not the best investment, but for what we had, it was good fun, and it was something different as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, got to get back to Zelda, and yeah, I think that's
And then Luigi's Mansions 2 is a distant, long memory at this stage.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. So, I mean, I've got a decent first-party Nintendo Switch backlog just from this year, and I'm not all that compelled to get back to it, but we'll see how we go. Zelda's obviously up there. Do you have much of a backlog you've got to get back to? Just obviously, this is the last first-party Nintendo game this year. Early next year, we got some ports. We got Donkey Kong. We got Xenoblade Chronicles X. Now we've got some stuff to play on Switch next year, but this is the end of it for this year. Do you have much you want to go back to that you haven't picked up, or?
No, outside of Brothership and Echoes of Wisdom, I think Luigi's Mansion 2 maybe, potentially, but I've sort of, wasn't fully feeling that. So, and then the other stuff I'm pretty happy with what I've done. Pretty well finished it, or that's about it. Princess Peach Showtime I didn't quite finish, but I'm not looking to get back into that.
The last boss was like, So if that captivates you to go back and finish it,
yep,
Drew's reaction, yeah, it's like a Kirby boss, a Kirby end boss. You're like, oh shit,
okay.
Like Kirby, like at the end of the game, is like, oh fuck, this looks pretty menacing, eh?
More than you were thinking.
Yeah. Because it's funny because everybody so they bring up Kirby when it's just like a real cute, colourful game. It's like, all right, you've never finished a Kirby game, have you? At the end of all these games, it's like, what the fuck is that? Some hideous monster just erupts from a different plane of existence. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
Sakurai, you've done it again, man.
Done it again.
Even if you haven't made a Kirby game for 20 years, you've done it again.
Done it again. But what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? I haven't been doing all that much. Obviously, been mucking around on my phone with the trading card game. On the weekend, I did pick up my brand new console. I got a PlayStation 5 Pro.
Yes, very nice.
Now, don't expect me to like break. Obviously, this isn't the place or the audience to do it, but I'm not. I was never going to come on to content and break down all of the differences and all of that, because honestly, the games that I played on it was Call of Duty Black Ops. Just did some multiplayer. I don't know if the patch is live for the enhancements for that yet. I got no idea. When it comes to Call of Duty, I don't really care either. It's fine how it was. And then I was playing Vampire Survivors as well. So
nice.
I'm like, oh, this is like 4K, 5 million frames on the PS5 Pro. I'm sure that's the best example of it. But I think the most revolutionary thing about it, Josh, is that it's freed up my previous PlayStation 5. It's actually right here on the desk with me now. So,
Yes, on the desk, like you were saying.
yes. And I was thinking about when you were talking about, holding yourself back, restraining yourself from getting to the Pokemon cards, not getting into it. I was thinking about the transition into this topic from there. But here we are now. Yeah. I did a bit of boy math when it came to the PS5 Pro. I'm like, well, when it first got announced, well, I'm playing a lot on PlayStation 5. I think it is like at the moment where I prefer to play my games until like, depending on what Nintendo's got coming out next year, that can all change or be up in the air. But for now, I'm definitely enjoying my PlayStation gaming. So may as well get the Pro and get the most years out of it because I don't think it'll go down in price that much. If at all, with the recent 4 years have shown is that the consoles actually go up in price. So nothing's for certain anymore. So I might as well get it at launch, trade in the PS5, and then we're off to the races.
Yeah,
half the money off. But then I did a bit of boy math instead of girl math. I did some boy math. So well, instead of saving that a few $100, I kind of would rather just the option for a PS5 here. So, because what I quite often do, I'm in the living room, Lucas is watching TV or playing with his toys or something. I'm holding Layla. I'm in like my office chair. It can rock back and forth. It's like the perfect chair to put her to sleep. And I'm like, I'm at my desk. I'd like to play a game. I've got like some RPG that I'm playing on PlayStation or whatever. I'm like, I wish I could just beep it on right now. So that's what I can do now. I've got the controller here. If I'm sat with the baby or the family watching TV or doing their thing, I'm like, well, it's a great opportunity. As a dad, we all know if you've got kids, you've got to fit in the time wherever you can. I don't know whether that's on your phone, on a handheld, whatever it is, do whatever you can. So what I've opted for is just certain spots around the house. So I've got the portable gaming setup. That's where the PlayStation 5 Pro is. That's at the moment, that's just been sticking to the bedroom. This time of year, I'm just so tired by the time the kids go to bed. So I just slop into bed, fall into place, grab the controller from the side table, start playing in bed. It's great. So it mainly stays there. Then I've got the setup here where I can play the games just on my computer monitor at my desk, and that works out great. And then I've got like the launch PlayStation 5 that I got at launch 4 years ago. And that console has pretty much just become the family's. I barely play on it anymore. I can't really get access to the main TV. It's either Paw Patrol or something Chantel's watching or whatever have you. So that's just, I've lost that one.
Yeah.
So,
it's gone.
it's a little bit embarrassing, with the Switches, you sort of collect them. I've got like multiple limited editions and Switch Lights and Pokemon editions, all of that type of thing. I love Nintendo. I love collecting them. But when it comes to I've got 3 PlayStation 5s, Josh, and saying that out loud, it's like fucking.
Yep.
But I've laid out my reasons, and
yes.
you can take it how you want, ladies and gentlemen. You can be like, that's fair enough, or you can be like, that's ridiculous. But
you justified it. It works for you. Wouldn't work for me, but hey, you can do it. You should get faceplates for them so they look different color wise, at least, instead of them all being white.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. Actually, it's the original PS5. It's a little bit hard to get the faceplates now. I don't believe they're making them anymore. A few months ago, I actually went and got silver PlayStation Slim plates, and that was with the assumption that they would fit onto the PlayStation 5 Pro, which they do not. They do not. Because I just assumed, like, from PlayStation's perspective, it'd be way easier on shipping and everything just to have like universal accessories for all of their PlayStations.
Yep.
They're going to like align the Slim and the Pro together. And it kind of looked like that middle section with like the fins was just there purely for aesthetics and also just to increase the height so then the top panel can fit on. But that's not the case. That's not how it works, which are a little bit disappointing. So that is what it is. So I got silver plates that I can't use. So I went to return them to EB Games, and the lady's like, "Oh, you're gonna have to wait for John." I'm like, "All right, is John working?" No,
Okay.
John doesn't work on the weekends. I'm like, "Well, cool." I don't know why that person couldn't do it.
Yeah, so you had to come back a different day.
Yeah, so basically,
Wow.
they said to me, "You're gonna have to wait for John to see if he can do returns on faceplates." I don't know what's the difference between a faceplate, a game, a console, anything from their shop.
Yeah.
Is don't know what the difference is between anything. It's just a product bought at their shop, and I've got the receipt and it's sealed.
So weird.
But it is what it is. Yeah, damn. But
So you haven't been back.
well, no, I haven't been back because it's I was there on the weekend, and now I've been working. I can't get there.
It's just annoying.
Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating.
Yeah,
it's a little bit frustrating.
You didn't ask why?
Well, that's kind of a waste of time. I'm like, no, that's what they've told me. I don't have to be like, well, why is that? I assume it's because I think John's the manager, so he's got like more authority. This is probably somebody who just works there. I'm like, they're like, I don't know.
I don't know. EB is so weird with their rules, though. Like, I don't know. Because some of them are so pedantic on the price matching. Like, they'll actually call up that store that's nearby, check that it's still within stock for them to match the price.
Yes.
Things like that. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if you're gonna be that pedantic, I'll just go to JB and they can just price match online with online stores that EB don't, and it's just so much easier. So yeah. I feel like they're harder. They make things harder than they need to. That's all. Yeah,
they definitely do. Like, sometimes I want to price match something, and I don't do it anymore because like in our shopping center, literally it's EB Games, and probably like 50 meters just across the other, literally just the other side of the aisle of the shopping center is Big W. So I'm like, oh, can I price match just Big W because I want to support EB Games, like the local one, just purely because I want to keep a local game retailer who specializes in games. I want to keep them there. I want to support them.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, well, we'll give them a ring and ask them. And at that point, I might as well just walk. I might as well just go there and buy the game. And just make it a little bit harder than it needs to be.
They don't need to do that. Yeah.
Last thing I just want to say on the PlayStation 5 Pro, this was probably the console I've had to do the most surgery on. When I unbox it. So I take it out the box, crack off the face plates. I swapped my SSD from my other PlayStation 5. I just unscrewed it and I had to screw it into the new one, and then I had to actually install the disc drive because the Pro doesn't come with a disc drive.
Yes.
So had to buy a disc drive. Got the box here.
Yep.
And had to install the disc drive. And it felt like I was like putting together like a very simple like
PC.
Little PC, yeah, it was kind of weird. Just like clicking in that and put on the faceplates and put it in the hard drive, and so I'm happy I've got a little army of PlayStations to play. Same with the Switches now. I've got all these Switches and PlayStations. Put them in every room of the house. Why not?
Why not? Go for it. Get all in.
So you might think like, all right, so you've got all this. You can play in every room of your house now. What have you been playing? I played like a tiny little bit of a Metaphor. I finally started it.
Hey, nice.
Really nothing to say on it. I just like got through like the first probably 40 minutes before I had to move on to doing something. And then I thought I would actually play. There's a Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 that was on PlayStation Plus this month. And at the moment, my son Lucas, he's really into Hot Wheels, both the actual toys and there's a show on Netflix as well. And it's funny because we're playing in his bedroom, playing with the Hot Wheels, and he's like, Hot Wheels, let's race. I'm like, wow, you're just like full on copying the TV there. There you go. I haven't heard him copy the TV much, but Chantel has heard it quite a bit. But I'm like, that's pretty cool. So when I was sat here, I was like, hey, Lucas, I've got a Hot Wheels game. And he sat on my lap and sort of watched me play it for a little bit. But all he was saying was, watch Hot Wheels. He just wanted to put the cartoon onto this screen.
Okay, he didn't care about the game.
He didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, fair enough. So he just went back to watching it on the TV. And I actually played it for like a few hours, the Hot Wheels game, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. I played the first one when it came out, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and they've already made a sequel. So I got no idea what the difference is or whatever. Like I just like sort of played some races and that, but it's actually like quite a fun arcade racer. I love arcade races. This has a really interesting sort of drift mechanic as well. Nothing too crazy, but you're playing on these Hot Wheels tracks. Everything's really big. Like you're playing in like rooms and different places in the Hot Wheels track. The track sort of loops around these different rooms and bunch of jumps and stuff you can go off of. You've got like a boost mechanic. You got the drift where like you hold in the left trigger and you do like you do a drift and that builds up your boost meter. You got you can jump as well with like the X button.
Jump with a car.
Yeah, so you can like jump and you actually have to jump sometimes, like jump like from a table to another table and things like that.
Yep.
So that adds like a different element which isn't really in any other racing games that I play, like where you're actually having to jump to actually not to fall off the track, which is pretty cool. And I was just playing the story mode. I think it's basically set up like you're on a track. There's a bit of a level select, how like you're moving along like on a track. And I think there's five worlds. I've done 2. Just with like it consists of like quick races, time trials, and at the end there's a boss that you've got to beat. And the boss, it's not all that interesting. It is very much just like a normal track, but you've got to like hit and break certain things as you're going along the track. And if you like miss one, a gauge builds up, and if that gauge builds up, you fail and you've got to start again.
Yeah.
It is very much like a kid's arcade racer. I've got it set on like an easy difficulty, just because like why not? I'm sort of just doing it to unwind, just sort of mindlessly, which is what I'm kind of after at the moment. I think I actually might go for like a platinum trophy or something. I had a quick look. So I think it takes like 20 hours or something, but I can see myself just chipping away at this, just doing challenges, making sure I do all of the tasks and everything that it asks for you, like along the story. I quite like that, just checking stuff off, doing races. I think it's quite good, especially if you get it for free. I think it's on Game Pass as well. And I can imagine it will be on like a decently deep discount on Switch. That's just at a guess, since they're putting it everywhere. Came out a year ago. So, yeah, definitely a recommendation, especially if you've got kids who are into Hot Wheels. I got sort of sidetracked by that, to be honest with you. I was just playing that on the weekend.
Because it's super fun.
Yeah. I think since this year I had the goal of beating 50 games, and since I hit 50, I've actually done 51. I'm kind of like, cool. The foot's like right off the gas, and I'm sort of just doing like, especially this time of year for me too. It's just, a very, very hands-on job. So when I get home and the kids are in bed and everything, I'm just very tired. Like I could literally go to sleep, but I do want to play something. So it has been like, it has just been like a racing game or Call of Duty multiplayer. I've just been playing on Nuketown 24/7, and that's just been a lot of fun. Just running around doing the multiplayer, and I've installed Rocket League. I'm looking forward to getting back into Rocket League.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just kind of just doing games that like, late at night, go beep, turn on, do a few matches, have fun, and then can turn off again. Because I've been meaning to get to some single player stuff like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 campaign. But yeah, just sort of been, no, I'll go to multiplayer. And I think this is the first time in my life I can understand why people do that. Not that I didn't understand before, but I was always the person like, oh, have you played the, Black Ops 2 campaign? And like, no, I just play multiplayer. It's like, really? Like, I was always so baffled by people that never touched the campaign. Like, my brother-in-law was one of these people. Like, he was a massive Call of Duty player. He loved Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Fortnite, NBA, these games I guess you associate with, a typical casual console player. And, he would say, told me like a year or so ago, like, I've never played a campaign, never finished a campaign. I'm like, really?
I think a lot of
it's
people
just something
like that.
Yeah. And I can sort of get why, like, you've got like a party of your friends, like, oh, we're all in, you know, doing team deathmatch. You're like, oh, well, I was going to do the campaign, but I guess not. You know, you can sort of see that pull, I guess, if you've got your mates and that that you're playing with. And that's something that I always found with, I guess, Splatoon as well. I think that was the game for me where I'm like, do I do campaign or do I do multiplayer? And that game especially always won out.
Yeah, and I don't know, just the multiplayer just captures me so much more than the campaign does. In Splatoon anyway. Although, yeah, there's the one in 3 was quite good actually. I did enjoy that. But yeah, it's just a very different type of game, isn't it?
Yeah, like Splatoon 2 and 3, I haven't finished the campaigns.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm one of those Call of Duty people that I scoffed at.
The online
before,
multiplayer is the main attraction, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah. No, definitely. Can't think of anything else. So I play anything else? Not really. I've had like lots of intentions to play things. I've been wanting to get into Sonic and Shadow Generations. Been wanting to play that.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, just haven't gotten to it. Same with Metaphor. Literally just started it, just trying to get into the swing of things. But yeah, not too much. Been a pretty busy week just on the farm because we were shearing at our place, so there was a few early starts and late nights.
Yeah.
Just doing that. So yeah, nothing too interesting, but fingers crossed this week. I actually picked this up the other week too, just kind of on a whim, but I kind of wanted it as well. But got the Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 collection, the physical on PlayStation. So yeah, might play them one day. Who knows?
See how you go.
Yeah, I've always wanted to. I've been a big fan of like the reboot Tomb Raider games.
Yeah.
And I never played like the first one because when you play it, it feels like dog shit. But I hope they've done a bit to the controls. Otherwise, it might be a little bit tough. But yeah, I remember at Avcon because they got like a retro section there. I remember they had a PS1 set up and. Yeah, we jumped on Tomb Raider and we're jumping into like a random point in the game too. I don't know where it was or where we had to go or anything, but just like jumping around and like moving it with the tank controls. And don't know. So hopefully, done a good job here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all I got to say, Josh. Spent some money, but I deserve it. You know, bit of a treat.
For sure.
Bit of a treat.
Yep, building that collection. Absolutely.
So let's jump into, I guess, the quarterly financial results. Josh loves financial results when it comes to Nintendo. Do you care about financial results when it comes to, say, I don't know, KFC, when they post their quarterlies? Are you like, oh, well, crispy strips are up 10% this quarter? That's crazy. Everybody must be wanting some fillet in their life.
Like sales are down since they removed the crushers. We need to bring them back, you know? Like, people want the crushers. Josh does anyway.
I never liked the Crushers. I was never a fan of them. No.
No, I liked them.
I'm glad you did. Chantel loved them as well. So
good.
I'll tell you what, I'll be with you. I'll support my wife. I'll get the Crushers back. We'll do it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We just come off of a the American election. I reckon we could put people right back into another one, trying to elect us, bring back the Crushers. Maybe next year for the Australian election. Maybe we could run in that one.
Bring back the Crusher party, political party. That'd be quite funny, actually.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, thinking like that one time someone who was like a fisherman party got into the house, the lower house or the Senate, whatever it is, upper house, and did their one term, and there was like some other like specific issue party running for one issue, and then they get elected and then like getting asked about all these other random things they've never thought of, which is pretty funny.
It's kind of a good idea. Like if you've got one very specific thing you want changed, I guess that's not a bad way of doing it.
Yep.
Just don't ask me about the other shit.
No.
Like all right, we got the Crushers through. Then the people are asking about us like. Now we got that through. Now on to economic policy. I was like, well, boys, I was here
health
for the
system.
crushers. That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking Albanese's over there.
Yeah.
Gotta look at
Talk
him.
to that dude.
Talk to him.
I'm the
He's
crusher man. He's the rest of everything else, man.
You're just there like slurping on a crusher. Look, mate, I've done my job.
Yeah, don't ask me. I've done my job.
Yeah, I've
That's
done
all right.
my job. Look, anyway. I'm going to read this from Vooks.net to get the facts, and then we'll discuss it from there, Josh.
Cool.
So, from Vooks.net, it's Nintendo Financials Day. Time to check in on how Nintendo, the Switch, and its games are performing. This report covers quarter 2 from July to September and includes updates for Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, MEO The Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club, and Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. Nintendo Switch sales fell 31% year on year, with 4.72 million units sold this quarter, although the game sales have also declined. A high percentage of digital games has led to an improved profit margin. However, this increase has been partly offset by higher sales of the OLED model, which has a lower profit margin. Thanks to the Nintendo Switch Lite Hyrule Edition, console sales in quarter 2 were also higher than in quarter 1. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom was the only title to surpass 1 million units sold this quarter, with 2.58 million units. We didn't expect MEO or Nintendo World Championships to reach that milestone. And without hitting a million sales figures, those titles won't be disclosed. So just jumping off of there, Josh. So obviously Zelda's going to sell well. It has. So yeah, it would be sort of interesting to see where this falls in 6 months. I don't know. I can't see it getting that much more than probably like 5 million. I think probably sit around there. But yeah, you sort of had lofty expectations for the Switch to overtake the PlayStation 2 as the best-selling console of all time. I just want a bit of an update on your feelings towards,
Yes.
you know, how confident you are. Because yeah, was it a year ago or so? Was it that long? Christ, time goes quick. It was something like that, wasn't it? Like you were very confident that the Switch would overtake the PS2.
Yeah, like I don't know about a year ago, but definitely 6 or 9 months ago since I've joined the show. It is
I was about to
looking.
say it wasn't that long. Yeah.
It's looking alright. Let me share my screen and let me know when you can see.
I can see.
Very good. All right. So, I've added in my new numbers for the quarter. 2.6 million units sold for the Switch brings it to 146 million. The red line's a forecast. My forecast. I know Nintendo said they plan to still sell 12.5 million units for the financial year. And so they're halfway through the year now. So that means they've got to sell another just under 8 million consoles. So forecast that over the next 2 quarters. And then after that is just, what's the same period last quarter? Like, say, for example, I've just done 70% of the corresponding quarter is what the sales will be for that new quarter. So it's going to slowly decline over time. And it gets a bit flatter. So I don't know, I'm guessing December next year we'll get to 160 million. And so the results in February 2026, we will find out. That's my guess anyway.
It's going to be like a massive limp over that finish line, isn't it? To get to 160.
Yeah, it's definitely flattening out for sure. And and depends on the timing of when obviously the Switch successor gets announced. If there's a price cut, there's a few levers they can pull, but definitely it will get there. I'm still very adamant of that.
Yeah, even if say Switch 2 comes out, say April or June, do you see the Switch sales even holding on enough to sustain this?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I forecast that drop.
You have, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just each subsequent quarter is only going to be 70% as well off as the other quarter from the same period last time. So it's and then the last year I've just done 50% because I think it will just really drop off after that. So yeah, it's still looking good. obviously, like things are looking down compared to what it was, but this whole profitability period, this quarter and this financial year will still be a really good year in terms of Nintendo overall. And you compare it to what the Wii U days were, this is still a very profitable, strong period. I know sales are down, but overall the margins are still pretty good, and they're getting the revenue from other things, not just the console sales. They're still benefiting a lot from the software, but obviously the stuff outside of that with the films and the theme parks and merchandise, all that other stuff. So no, they're in a really good position still, and I can definitely see why they've milked it this year, and kept riding that good thing that is the Switch.
Definitely. I say it every single time, but I really want to see them take that title, just for something different in the industry. It'll be nice.
Yep.
And especially like with a console that is purely for playing games. There's no like, oh, you can play my DVDs and it's a cheaper DVD player.
That's right.
Like, obviously, PlayStation 2 was amazing, obviously, but just like purely on just playing a video game level, it would be kind of cool just to shake things up.
Definitely.
PS2's had it for 20 so years.
Yep, and they just added another 5 million 6 months ago to raise the bar slightly. Yeah. But the Switch will get that.
Oh, Jimmy, you crazy bastard. And also just like about Nintendo World Championships and MEO not being reported under a million copies. That was pretty obvious, I dare say.
Yeah.
Nobody would have said, "Oh, look, these will sell anywhere near that."
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be nice if they did. Like MEO, I wish it got more recognition than it did. It was very much just like a very sort of niche game. Hardcore Nintendo fans like, I'll play everything, so I play it. And that's why we played it, because we sort of touch on everything that Nintendo releases. And I'm really glad I did, because a phenomenal game. But visual novels aren't for everyone. Definitely not mainstream.
No.
Especially
correct.
like in Japanese, not dubbed, which might put people off as well. But it's a great game, but not a million. Hopefully they're still happy with it though for sequels and the series to continue on, because it's kind of it's a different sort of genre and type of game for them to make. So
it can't be expensive either compared to the other games going on out there.
For sure.
The nature of how it's made, and I really hope it got close to 1 million. Yeah, like I'd love to have seen it. Yeah, but I don't know. It's
I doubt it. I
think it deserves it for sure. Nintendo World Championship NES Edition, like I understand why that didn't. That's a re-release of some older games that have had their re-releases in some shape or form with NES Remix 1 and 2 now, and you can play these games everywhere. It was a great, cool twist on it, and I still really love that game. But I can definitely see why that didn't quite get the sales it needed. The other thing was in this financials, they showed a English version of the first two Famicom Detective Club games.
Yeah, they did.
The westernized version of the box art, which never happened. Only Japan got a physical release of those first two games bundled together. So people were wondering whether it's something coming up or whether they created it, mocked it up for the presentation. It's one of the two, isn't it? But I'm not sure if I'd buy it again physically, but because it was so expensive to buy it digitally. But be a cool announcement nonetheless.
Yeah, it'd be super random, like for them to do it. I think, like my guesstimate, my sort of 2 cents maybe is just like maybe like on the lead up to release or when they're making the game, They have it made up because maybe the idea of a physical release is there, but then it gets decided that it's not, and then that box art just gets put aside. And then like when this comes up, like, oh yeah, this is for the English language, so we're going to put the English box art, and it's not because they're thinking about a re-release or anything like that. It would just be because they've already made it or something like that. Yeah, don't know. That's just my guess, but yeah. I think you're sort of holding on to straws a little bit too tightly if you're hoping for a physical release, and that's your sign. Because that'd be a really poor decision by Nintendo. Just like, all right, we actually are gonna do a physical release of these very niche games we released like a couple of years ago. Very strange decision by them, but Who knows? They've done weirder
Done
things.
weird stuff before.
They've done weirder things that made
Correct.
less sense.
Yep.
Also, just the fact as well that we got confirmation for backwards compatibility with Switch 2 from
Yes.
a tweet from Farikawa as well. So that's obviously a great thing to actually have that confirmation, because it was one of those things where it's like, surely it'll be just the dumbest thing they've done in the history of their company if they're like, no, we're going to make you start from scratch with your game library and everything.
Man.
It'll be the dumbest thing, but it's also like, I wouldn't be that confident that they wouldn't do it either. Like without them saying and showing me, the nervousness was there a little bit.
Yeah,
but
it's a obvious thing, not surprising, but very welcome news that our library transfers over. And we've seen this so much in history with these Nintendo consoles. The really popular one, the next one that comes along, console-wise or handheld-wise, typically is backwards compatible, wants to ride that wave, and so we're just, bit of history repeating itself with this one. Just don't expect the one after the Switch successor to be Switch compatible after that. They'll have something else, I'm sure, completely.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, will they... Who knows? Like, you can see the Switch 2. Imagine if that just is as popular as ever. The train keeps going. Over 100 million units of Switch 2 as well. Like, would you want to let go of it then? Like, the whole Switch thing, the whole portable hybrid nature, the whole thing Nintendo set up. Like, don't know. It sort of depends on what goes next. Like, if 3DS was just an overwhelming success like DS was, would they have let go of the whole DS dual screen clamshell thing as well? Like, I don't know.
Not sure.
But they sort of got forced to move along at some point. Like, they want to hold on to, say, 3DS and Wii U. Like, they continue those on.
Failing hard.
Yeah.
Helped make that decision happen, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I see a lot of people sort of maybe coping a little bit just with, the Switch's performance in 2024. Not very good. Even with first-party games, it's not good enough to say it lightly. And I see a lot of people being like, "Oh, well, on Switch 2, instead of it'll run at like a solid frame rate. The graphics will be improved or whatever." It's like, I don't know about that. Nintendo's never shown that the backwards compatibility improves games. In fact, backwards compatibility on some of their systems actually made them worse. Like playing DS games on 3DS, it was convenient, but they looked worse. The aspect ratio was wrong. The colors were worse. And, when you play GameCube games on Wii or Wii games on Wii U, there was no performance or anything to be found.
Expecting that sort of upgrade to happen.
It's something that Xbox has done just tremendously well with like the transition to with Xbox One, and then they moved to Xbox One X, and how like all your games got patched and upgraded, and then going to Series X as well, like they got upgraded again, like Gears of War 5, Forza Horizon 4 got massive upgrades, and like the games that you keep going back to and keep playing, they sort of come with you and get upgraded as you go along for free without you even knowing. Just happens in the background. Like that is by far one of like Microsoft's strengths. It's just like having their games work flawlessly across all of their devices, including PC. And when it comes to Nintendo, it's going to be simple backwards compatibility. If you want to play a better version of Tears of the Kingdom, you're going to be paying for a deluxe edition. There's going to be it's just going to be how it is. And I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that this is like the time that they've sort of going to be turning over a new leaf. But anybody who's out there who's complaining about what PlayStation are doing with their remasters, where you've got to like pay $15 for an upgrade or whatever have you, I hope that's what Nintendo does. That's the best case scenario, is $15 for like whatever game they want to upgrade. But they've had it so good on Switch where it's like, you want to buy this this GameCube game, whether it's Paper Mario or Metroid Prime or whatever. It's like it's a full price game.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime wasn't. That was cheaper, but
that was a good price.
Yeah, that was, and it's funny because that's the one they probably could have easily got away with too. That's honestly the most impressive
the care
remaster
and
they've done.
Yeah, great job they did with that. I would have, yeah, definitely would have warranted another $20 increase. But no, that's the best bargain you would have got.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy that we can play our games, but yeah, as far as upgrades and all of this this optimism when it comes to how we're going to be playing like our current library, it's like, look, it's not going to play any better, and there will be better versions, and you will buy them again. And best case scenario, it's an upgrade fee. But as far as like if you're coming from PC or Xbox, that good stuff is staying over there. We're not getting it here. Definitely not.
No, not happening. Not like that anyway.
Yeah, Xbox have to be competitive because they were losing. Nintendo, they can take advantage of us because they're not.
Yeah, that's right.
Which it sucks to say, but yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, that's right.
We'll finish up the financials. I just want to read through the top 10 best-selling games. I think it's pretty concrete at this point in the time of the Switch. But number 10 is New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe at 17.77 million. Oh, there's not a little dot point here. Don't worry. Super Mario Party is number 9 at 20.98 million. Number 7 is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom at 21.04. Number 6 is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet at 25.69 million. Number 5, I think it's out of order here, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 more. So number 6 is Pokemon Sword and Shield at 26.44 million. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 is Super Mario Odyssey at 28 million. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is at 32 million. Number 3, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, 34 million. Animal Crossing New Horizons, 46 million. And the unbeaten Bastion, the one to rule them all, that will never move, is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at 64 million. And I can't believe there was a moment where Animal Crossing and Mario Kart had pretty much sold the same. Like Animal Crossing caught Mario Kart, it was like a few million from catching it. And then Animal Crossing just stopped selling, and then Mario Kart just kept on going.
Mm.
Very interesting. Would have been kind of cool to see like Nintendo if they just threw away whatever plans they had and got behind Animal Crossing, ramped up the marketing, kept on developing like a bunch of DLC. Like DLC and updates and all of this stuff, meaningful content for the community. It would have been quite interesting to see what this could have done, but maybe next time. Hopefully we won't have to.
Yeah, I really think next time they just like really go for live service a bit more with it and just keep it going, keep people playing it, because it's that type of game to do that, isn't it?
Oh, 100%.
Cut it off way too early.
Yeah, this is a game you could just keep going for years and years and years. Like the community stuck around for a long time after updates stopped happening on New Horizons, and the community just like milked it for everything it was, which was great. Like a bunch of content creators and stuff doing their own like island tours and different themes for their islands, and yeah, it was cool to see. I never got into Horizons that much like after like the initial play of it, purely because the crafting honestly killed it for me. I loved just relaxing and existing. Like I'll go fishing and then I'll do some planting and all this, but I hated my fishing rod breaking. Honestly, that is what stopped me playing the game. I could not stand like having to craft these friggin' fishing rods. But I had to like put them all on the beach so that I didn't have to run back to the house and craft them. Because that's some of my best memories with Wild World on DS. I was just all night, Tom Nook shut, can't do anything. So I'll just go fishing, watch TV and be fishing on my DS. And it wasn't until like, oh, I've got to complete the fish Pokédex or anything like that. It was purely just relaxation. It was really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird small criticism, but it's so big. Like I don't hear anyone else like criticize the breaking of the tools. But yeah, that frustrates me. I think a better sort of talking point for I guess the Animal Crossing for the potential I guess, sequel to New Horizons is just the fact that like Animal Crossing and Splatoon, they're basically shared by the same team. So a big reason why New Horizons wasn't supported is because they were making Splatoon 3, and then Splatoon 3 obviously has a massive content
and that needs to change
schedule as well. So I want to keep a close eye to see if anybody actually picks this up in the game journalism space. Like, if Nintendo sort of separates that team, I think that sort of will say a lot about the future of Animal Crossing and Splatoon, because those series are too big to be shared. Like, at this point, like, it's kind of like jumping like one team doing Mario and one team doing Zelda. Like, after Tears of the Kingdom, they make the 3D Mario, and after the 3D Mario, they make the next 3D Mario. Like, it doesn't work. You need two teams dedicated to those franchises, and I think Animal Crossing...
They're too big now to be shared like that. They need separate ones.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, Splatoon's become its own monster, and Animal Crossing has certainly become its own monster. Like, before Switch, Animal Crossing is a big franchise. It sold like 13 million,
massive,
I think, on 3DS. Like, it was a big franchise.
Yeah,
and
massive.
But yeah, now it's its own beast. Like, it is it's like, yeah, literally, like we just said, the second biggest selling game on Switch. So yeah, they need to capitalize on that and have their infrastructure based around supporting both of these ongoing franchises. And we shall see. Hopefully they don't break their fishing rods in the next one.
Yeah. We'll get it right next time, hopefully.
Just for me. At least let me earn a golden fishing rod. Like, I was just like, oh, look, I'll just get the golden tools and I won't have to worry about it. But even they break. And why work towards that to have them break? Like, what's the incentive to say, oh, look, I can go a bit longer without my really expensive fishing rod breaking? That's even worse. Don't know. If anybody feels my pain out there, let me know. If you don't, stay quiet.
Just want to see my feet.
Yes. That's pretty much it as far as the news goes. We're going to get a Nintendo Direct in the morning, the time of recording. You guys would have already seen this, probably like a day ago. But I just want to sort of bring it up to Josh, because, like, for me, seeing that there's going to be a Direct about Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Japan, I'm like, oh, cool. But you're actually going there next year, Josh, for your honeymoon. So this is something that directly affects your travel plans.
Yes, correct.
Your itinerary. That didn't come out very well. Itinerary. So, yeah. Oh, I dare say you'll be watching this Direct like, oh, what's this?
I will.
Donkey Kong Country area going to be all about?
Yes. Because they kept saying in all their documents, financial ones, that it's coming in 2024. And then, like, just the other week, I'm like, they haven't announced anything yet. And like 2024 is running out of time here. So I'm like, it's either coming very, very soon, or they'll have to announce soon that's getting delayed. But no, we're going to find out tomorrow, and there'll be some opening date sometime this year, I imagine. Yeah, can't wait. We're going to be there in late Feb, early March. So hopefully I can get a ticket in time. Hopefully I don't have to. Hopefully it's not too busy. But yeah, that's always the risk.
Everybody will know, but I hope that your trip over there isn't too early, just for this part of the park to be open. That's
like
the only
museum and this both come out recently, so like theoretically it's good timing, but hopefully not too bad that we miss out.
Yeah, because it's not too much to say that this could be 6 months away. Like, it could be like 4 or 6 months away.
They said 2024, so it's I imagine it's coming out this month.
Okay.
Or December.
Okay. Yeah, so if they said that, you'll be safe then. Yeah, cool. Yeah. I mean, as far as like stuff they're going to be showing, you're definitely getting a minecart roller coaster. Like in the picture here for the Direct, it literally has that. So, I mean, that's the most obvious. That's the most obvious thing.
Slam dunk thing they got to do. Yeah.
And I don't know. Do you reckon they'll pull much from the rare Donkey Kong Country games, or mainly from Returns and Tropical Freeze?
I really don't know. I think a bit of everything, but a bit of Tropical Freeze more so maybe because it's the recent one and it was on Switch as well. I don't know. Yeah.
Who knows?
Looks more new. I don't know. Like for a massive franchise that they deem Donkey Kong to be, there hasn't been a lot of new games for it, and so this gets a whole new world. There's been no new game made for this IP since Tropical Freeze, and that was 10 years ago. So it's crazy. It's honestly crazy.
What do you reckon the rationale is behind that? Obviously, Donkey Kong's just an iconic character from, very early beginnings of the gaming industry, the beginnings of Nintendo, beginnings of Shigeru Miyamoto. Obviously, a very important character, but as far as modern day goes, obviously Mario, he's got his own theme park, pretty much, with Super Nintendo World. Zelda hasn't got Legend of Zelda series hasn't gotten any rides or anything, but yeah, not next in line's Donkey Kong. Do you reckon that's just purely because it fits more into the Mario theme because he is a Mario character? That's the next logical step, is to expand into Donkey Kong and a few more characters added to the Mario universe, or it is sort of I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, hard to say. I really don't know. It's Retro were working on the last one, and then they're working on something else supposedly that we don't know about. Was it a sequel that got canned? So if it was that would make sense why we haven't seen one. And then they've since changed direction to Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. In terms of it was either that, a 2D platform, or a 3D one, and I don't think they've got the appetite to have a 3D one with Mario that doing so well. I think the Donkey Kong 2D ones is the way to go, but yeah. Or maybe they're going to shop around now and find someone to make them, but I find that hard to believe. You get the third-party developers making the smaller scale things a bit more, and get Nintendo to do the big stuff if it's another 3D platformer. But I got a feeling it's just been some unfortunate things that have happened behind the scenes.
Yeah,
just a guess. I
think I guess just off the topic of Donkey Kong in Nintendo games, I think the next 3D Mario I'm pretty confident is next year. I think most people are pretty confident of 3D Mario next year. I think Donkey Kong will actually have a pretty big role in that.
Yeah.
Because I am going with the assumption that the rumors about the open world Mario game are true, just based off of what Nintendo did with 3D World, with the Bowser, what's it called again?
Bowser's Fury.
Bowser's Fury, yes. Bowser's Fury expansion. I think that is a test for the developers for a bigger, more open world Mario game, what that could be. I think a lot more of Mario characters and I guess the universe of Mario's got to actually fit into a big world like that. So I can see more characters like Donkey Kong and all of this sort of pop up from all of Mario's history. And I don't know what role Donkey Kong would play. Would he be an NPC in a certain part of the world where it is more Donkey Kong themed, or even something wacky where he's semi-playable? That's getting real sort of outlandish. But I think he'll have a decent role in the next Mario game.
So it makes a lot of sense. It's just a play on that universe.
That
wouldn't surprise me if they do it that way. That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and that'd be awesome. I'd love to see a bunch of that stuff. Good. And yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've been recording for an hour and 18 minutes, Josh. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we click the button and jump out of this ship?
Hoping for some cool things tomorrow morning as part of the Direct. Nintendo sales were good. They had a really cool infographic showing over their 8 years, all the different titles they've released each year, and it sort of made me reflect a bit wow, it's been pretty amazing. The output we've had year on year. Yeah. And then I've just noticed I've looked at it multiple times since, and I've noticed things there's no Advance Wars there. There's no Age of Calamity, Hyrule Warriors listed there, and obviously the Famicom Detective Club US release that never happened is shown there. There's been some cool tidbits of information this week.
You actually did a really cool thing I saw on Twitter, where you said your favorite game from each year from that list. Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's Abram, who's been a guest on my show before. He did that, so I'm like, oh, that's a cool idea. So I just I quoted him and did my own. Nice.
I tell you, you say yours. I'm gonna go through mine. I'm gonna make mine live on the show. That'd be fun. I'm searching Nintendovania on Twitter, and I'll find the post. So you go. What are your favorite games from each year?
Yes. So 2017, massive Mario fan, so I did Super Mario Odyssey. And then 2018, you're going to hate me, you'll do Ultimate, but Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze was mine, purely because I'd never played it and just fell in love with just how amazing the 2D platformer that is. That's probably my favorite 2D platformer ever, Tropical Freeze. And then 2019 is such a good year. I went with Fire Emblem Three Houses, but I nearly chose Luigi's Mansion 3, and then Tetris 99 as well. That was such a great year. 2020, I went with Animal Crossing New Horizons. That was my pandemic game. That was everyone's pandemic game. Got some really fun memories of what a weird time that was, but I could, I had the routine of Animal Crossing and everything else to sort of get me through that. 2021 was Metroid Dread, obviously, the return of 2D Metroid for the first time in 17 years at that stage, something like that. 2022 was Legends Arceus, such a cool and unique new way to play Pokemon. 2023 was Tears of the Kingdom. Pikmin 4 was slightly off for me for getting first spot, even though I love that game so much. Tears was just such, I don't know, like Breath of the Wild didn't click with me straight away, but Tears of the Kingdom did, and that's why I love that game so much. And then this Metro Prime remaster that year as well. 2023 is amazing. And then 2024 this year, Emio, the Smiling Man, really captured me more than I thought it would, in terms of visual novels, but also just the way it presented itself. And that ending is one of the best and coolest things I've experienced as a Nintendo fan playing a game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is like fascinating to see just all of these years just put into such a simple little graph.
Yep, it's all right there.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, for me, 2017. This is not a unique take, but Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
One of the most, if not the most important games Nintendo's ever released. Sort of turned their trajectory around to what the Switch has become and made themselves just like an even bigger behemoth in the video game industry.
Yeah.
So definitely that one. 2018 is pretty simple for me. It's probably my favorite game on the Switch is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah.
And you said Drew, you will kill me, but whatever. But Donkey Kong, that's a great answer. Personally for me, that game came out 2014.
Yeah.
So
you had played it, whereas for me it was brand new.
Yeah. Which is fine. Tropical Freeze is fantastic, but Smash Brothers Ultimate just is really the ultimate Super Smash Brothers game. There's a couple of things where I'm like, I wish you included this or changed this, but for the most part, the character roster, the gameplay, just the small improvements, like the last knockout for the game, like it all slows down and it makes the game more into like a spectator sport. It's just it's absolutely fantastic. So I wish I had more content to go and play. I've done everything. I've got a few achievements to do, but for the most part, I've 100% of it. So
good job.
I'm kind of just waiting for the next one or an update or whatever have you. Just give it to me, Sakurai. Slap it into me, mate. 2019, it's Pokemon Sword and Shield for me. Very controversial game when it comes to the Pokemon series, and it is when it comes to like the first console Pokemon game, it was very safe. It was like a better looking 3DS game, but it was also like a really good Pokemon game. I hear a lot of bad things about it. I don't necessarily disagree with some of those takes, but for me, I love the region of the Galar region. I love it. It's based on the UK. The vibes are immaculate. The music is fantastic. I enjoyed the story. It was a fun little Pokemon story. And but I think the best part of the game is that this was the first game in the franchise's history where we got DLC instead of a third version. So we got a brand new place to explore, new Pokemon were added, and we could take our old team and our old save and go to a brand new place, which was all that I've wanted since being a kid. I just wanted more content to be added to my Pokemon Sapphire and more content to be added to my Leaf Green, and not having the restart just to get like a few little extra things in the post game or something like that. So playing the DLC for these games was sort of it improved the game a lot more content, and the wild area. Wild was like a pretty basic thing and just a normal game. The DLC basically being big wild areas as well, but being a lot more detailed and bigger. Sort of laid the groundwork for what Scarlet and Violet would become.
Yeah.
But in these games, they looked a bit better. So there's that. So I really love those games.
It's all very fun.
I just really love them. I
That's right.
gotta say what I gotta say.
Yep.
2020, bit of a soft year for me.
Yeah.
It would be Animal Crossing. I put a lot of hours into Animal Crossing before I got sick of the fishing rod, so don't worry about that. Because apart from that, we got like some re-releases. That's when 3D All Stars came out, and there's not a whole lot there for me that year.
I really love that year. I know it's a weaker year, but playing Xenoblade Chronicles for the first time, enjoying that got me into the series. Paper Mario, the Origami King, like I feel that's like a return to form for Paper Mario. I know it's not quite what people wanted, but I think it's a really good step in the right direction. Like 51 worldwide games. Like I just love tabletop mode on the Switch, and like I had some really fun memories playing that. That's such a good collection of games. And then obviously 3D All Stars, like a lot going on there, and obviously great to play like Sunshine again on new hardware for the first time. Galaxy, all that kind of stuff was pretty unreal. And then Pikmin 3 Deluxe, just getting some Pikmin love was really cool, and getting the extra modes. So, but yeah, I can understand definitely a weaker year overall, less titles as well. There was definitely some delays, I feel. But yeah.
Looking at 2021, I'm not getting something like jump out at me. I'm not the biggest Metroid fan, so Metroid Dread was just like, I wouldn't say that. I'll be dishonest to put that out there. Yeah. And apart from that, it's like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes. Like I played through them, but I've got a lot to say about them, so I wouldn't put them at the front. Mario Golf was disappointing. So honestly, Mario. Yes, Skyward Sword in my opinion was like, oh look, I enjoyed it when I played through it. Story was great. There's a lot of lore set up, which was really interesting. But I played through like a bit of this. I played probably like a third of the game. I've had enough. I don't have to play this again. I didn't have to do it again. So out of all these games, I'll say like Super Mario 3D World would be my pick.
Cool.
And honestly, I enjoyed it way more on Switch than I did Wii U because they sped up the running speed by 1.5%.
So much better, man. Big difference. Huge difference.
I can't believe that, how much it improved the game. Just that tiny little tweak.
Yep.
I went through, got everything that I could, apart from like the flag poles with every character. But I did everything else.
Even the final level?
Yep, did everything.
Wow.
Did everything again. So really enjoyed it on Switch. 2022, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Massive Pokemon fan. So, once again, while this game has, glaring issues, not as much as the other games though, but
no.
The whole idea of like a 3D action game where you're actually participating and throwing Pokeballs and all that, it was so much fun. And I hear people talk about like, say like Harry Potter, what's it called, Hogwarts Legacy. A lot of people say like, oh look, the game's okay, but if you're a Harry Potter fan, you will love this game. It's just so much fun being in Hogwarts and all this. And for me, that was me with Legends Arceus. Like, do I think it's like the best game ever made? Do I reckon it's flawless? Absolutely not. But just me being a Pokemon trainer in the wilderness amongst Pokemon, throwing Pokeballs, having my Pokemon follow me, behind me, and just like shiny hunting and doing what I want just in this open area. I was like, this is so much fun. So I'm with bated breath. I hope that Legends Z to A is going to be an improvement on that game. So
yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Last year was this is the easiest year of them all. It's Tears of the Kingdom by far. Tears of the Kingdom was just an amazing game, just from start to finish, the exploration and the story that they managed to fit into it. Just the mechanics, the layers of everything together. It's just an absolute triumph of a video game. But apart from that, it's everybody wants to Switch. That was, I had so much fun doing musical chairs in my lounge room with the Joy-Cons.
Yes, so damn good.
That was amazing. Crazy stuff. And this year, yes, it's MEO. There's not too much competition, and I haven't finished Zelda yet. But yeah, MEO was just like a different experience for me. Haven't done like a whole lot of visual novels, but it had me sort of just really engaged with the story from start to finish. And the ending was like very satisfying. I thought
Very satisfying.
Obviously,
Very
no
cool.
spoilers, but there was a moment there. I'm like, oh, is that it? And it kicks me in the teeth. I'm like, oh shit! It's very satisfying.
There's more. Yep.
There's more.
Yep. Hold our beer.
Yeah. So I guess with this, Josh, just to wrap up this conversation, what is the best year of Nintendo Switch?
I'm thinking 2023 or 2017.
Me too.
With 2019 a close third.
I think looking at especially looking at this, I think it's 2023 was the year.
Unreal last year.
Yeah. With Metroid, Mario Wonder, Tears of the Kingdom, Fire Emblem Echoes. I can't remember what the Kirby name is. The image is too blurry. Star Allies.
Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
Return to Dreamland, that's the one. And Bayonetta, Cereza,
Advance Wars
WarioWare
is not
game.
in this graphic as well, and I really loved the Advance Wars game. So they had a lot of stuff last year.
Yeah, so
and for me, that might just be enough to beat 2017 because they some really good quality stuff there, but they just didn't have as much as what 2023 had. That was like a whole year of release.
Yeah. I think for me too, in my heart of hearts, when I think about Mario Wonder, it feels more positive than my time of Mario Odyssey.
Really?
I don't know if that's true, but that's what I feel in my heart of hearts. I loved Mario Wonder. I loved it so much. I never had a dull moment in that game. I 100%ed it within the week. I loved it. And I think Mario Odyssey, I remember I don't remember loving it, honestly.
Really? I fell in love with that game straight away.
It's like the one game I must go back to Mario Odyssey. I got to check my feelings. I got to make sure if they're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I think about Mario Odyssey, I don't have this bubbly feeling like I do when I think back to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But don't know. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
Hopefully I am. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying
No.
that first instinct, that emotion.
Yep. Yep.
Isn't
That's
there
just how
when I
you
think
felt.
about
You
it.
can't argue with that. That's how you
Yeah.
felt. Yep.
That's how I felt.
Yep.
Yeah. So
really good years.
Great years, Josh.
Yeah.
Hopefully got many more to come.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. But with that, everybody, thank you very much for listening to The House of Mario, episode 292. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a ranking on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of that. But if you don't, I understand. It's all right. Josh, I remember I said any final words before, and we went on for another
15 minutes or so.
15 minutes, yeah.
Yep.
I'm trying to do the math quickly in my head.
Yep.
My head is not working at the moment. I'm thinking about a Milo. I really want a Milo.
Ooh, nice Milo. Hell yeah. We're going to have a cold shower.
Oh. Damn.
It's warm in here.
Yeah, fair enough. I was going to be like, oh shit, it's the show got you worked up that much.
No. I'm mad. No.
Yes, old mad.
I'm mad.
You should love Mario Odyssey, Drew, you son of a bitch.
How dare you, Drew?
You son of a bitch. All right, everybody. We'll catch you next time. But until then, the doors to the House of Mario, they're closed. I'll catch you later. Show us your feet, mate.
You got to pay for that, mate.
That's true.